Hello everyone, hello Caravansarie. This is Maher from Sept Winery, and today I'm gonna take you around the vineyard of Sept and the winery. I will show you how we make wine, and I will show you how we treat our vineyard and our grapes. This is the winery, as you can see. Here we have the tasting table, and this is the kitchen. We have a small kitchen here where we love to share our food and pair it with the wine for people who come and book at Sept Winery. I'm telling you all of this. The quarantine is now not over, but approximately over. But we had 2 months where everyone was in quarantine, and I think everyone had to find a way to understand what's going on and absorb this shock, this different situation we're not used to. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit before we start going around the winery how me personally and at Sept we managed this situation. Basically, when it all started, for me it was a chance to come back to the winery and stay in the mountain in Nehla. This is a village called Nehla at 950 meters above sea level, where we are located right here. I have my house also here next to the winery. And this was a very important period during this quarantine. I had the chance to connect again to myself, connect again to my work, and especially to nature. Like I was saying, this quarantine period was very important for me. It helped me connect again with myself, with my work, and with my vineyard, the nature in general. Before going through that, I want to show you the winery. So basically, this is where, this is a traditional press. This is where when we receive the grapes, when we harvest the grape, we put it here, we press it, we separate the juice from the skin in the case of the white wine. So the skin will stay inside the press and the juice will come down from here. After that, we take the juice, we put it in the tanks. And this is where I'll tell you more about how we work. So basically at Sept Winery we produce natural wine, biodynamic wine. I'm gonna talk about the natural process in the beginning. So when we say natural wine, it means the wine is made with no additives. It's only made with natural process. The natural process starts with a natural fermentation, what we call spontaneous fermentation. Spontaneous fermentation is due to natural or wild yeast that exist on the grapes. So basically we don't add yeast. Some yeast can be bought, purchased as in commercial bags. We don't use that, so we kind of trust the grape and the yeast around it, and we let it ferment. So we have to follow it thoroughly during the fermentation, because the wild yeast is somehow more sensitive for temperature, sensitive to temperature and changes of atmosphere or whatever in nature. So we need to be close to it, understand it, and follow it, and make sure that the fermentation is going as we want it to go. So basically, after the fermentation, in the case of white wine, the white wine, it will be the white juice, it will ferment, and after fermentation we will close the vat and let it age. While the red grape, which basically at the beginning doesn't go through the press here, it goes through what we call a destemmer. So it will crush the grapes, we'll take the juice and the skin, we'll put in the tank, and we will ferment that while macerating the juice with the skin, because like in this way we're gonna be extracting the color, the tannins, the structure that the red wine is usually made of. You know, red wine is more tannic, has more structures than usually white wine. So that's for the fermentation. During all this process, nothing is added, and after aging for a year and a half, we take out the first juice, which was aged on the lees. The lees are the sediments of the wine, which in this case here, what we consider lees, we consider them as a very important factor in wine aging. Instead of using, in the example of Sept, instead of using oak aging, we take the structure, the taste, the flavors, the tannins from the lees. The lees are the sediments of wine where all the nutrients are located, right? So after aging for a year and a half, we take out the juice without filtration, we let it settle for a while, and then we bottle. The bottles are bottled in this semi-automatic machine. So it's 4 bottles, and we have to put it and take the bottle out. We take it out, and then we use this corker to cork the bottles. So it's 1 bottle at a time. And then after the bottling, we label the bottles here. This is an order that is going to Germany. So we label them also by hand, manually, one by one. And as you can see here, on every label I write down the number of the bottle and the vintage. And after it's packaged, it goes into box and we send it. So now I'm gonna show you a little bit my other hobby. My other hobby is cooking. So basically today we're cooking for the staff. We're cooking some chicken, and as you can see, this looks delicious. I wish you can taste it. We love cooking here, so to go back to the quarantine period, I cooked a lot. We spent a lot of time cooking and exploring recipes and a lot of how do you say, like grandmother recipes that we can use to keep something we call in Lebanese moune, which is something we don't have time when we live a normal life. We don't have always the time to do it, so we kind of concentrated on those traditional way of doing food, of preserving food. And this is one of the positive aspects of quarantine and the life we had here. I'm gonna show you around the mountain, the vineyard where we are located. If you look there, you can see now it's very sunny, but this is the sea that we can see after many mountains. I'd like to count always 7 mountains. This is the vineyard, as I was telling you. I planted this in 2012. This is a biodynamic vineyard, so I wanted to tell you more about the biodynamic approach, which we respect and follow here at Sept Winery, and we consider very important in our work. So biodynamic approach is a philosophy in agriculture and also on a personal level, in which we consider that the moon, the planets, the constellation have influences on our planet Earth. It influences seas, oceans, tides. It also influences plants, human beings, etc. Taking into consideration those influences, whether positive or negative, helps us understand how the plant works and what favorable time is it to do this or that. And this is how we work. So basically this is a biodynamic vineyard where no pesticides have ever been used, no insecticide, nothing outside this nature and environment has never been used here. So basically the only thing we do to help this vineyard is to plant some we say favorable plants for the vines and for the soil that will help give more nutrition to the soil and will help the grapes to be more have more defense against pests in general. Okay, so now we'll go to the vineyard. I'll show you around. Like I promised you, I'm gonna take you through the vineyard. I'm gonna walk you through the vineyard. So here we are in the middle of the vineyard. But before going and showing you the grapes, I want to show you what the quarantine period allowed us or gave us time to do this year. So we planted our vegetable garden this year here. We have some corn, we have strawberries here. We kind of planted everything we use in the kitchen, everything we offer in our recipes to the clients, to our customers who come here. So we have parsley, we have coriander, we have some greens here, we have salads, etc., etc. So yeah, quarantine gave us this opportunity this year to be more in contact with the land, to have more time to plant things and to think about sustainable choices in our life, in our work, etc. So this vegetable garden is planted next to the vineyard, inside the vineyard, as you can see. and it will allow us this year to eat as much as possible organic fruits and vegetables from our land. I'll show you now my little botanical garden. So here we have some berries we planted, we have botanical herbs, we have strawberries, we have flowers. So we use this garden. As you can see here, we have some rosemary. I use this garden to some of the botanicals in my cuisine, in the recipes I do. We have thyme, you have lavender, we have verveine. Here we are now in the middle of the vineyard. This vineyard is our biodynamic vineyard, a very important part of Sept's story. I'm gonna tell you the story of Sept. It started a dream, it started a passion. I wanted to make wine, I wanted to plant a vineyard in the land of my father, here where we are. In 2009, this land was forgotten. I lost my father during the Civil War, and I spent my life wanting to pay homage to his memory and also find my passion. And in 2009, I found both, and I decided to become a winemaker. And I came back to Lebanon and planted this vineyard in the land of my father. So this is a very important vineyard. I hope this story tells you that the most important thing today, regardless of all the challenges we live in Lebanon, and we have a lot of challenges, is to always believe in your dreams, follow them, and whatever the stakes are, never give up. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope this small video will inspire you and will hopefully will push you to come visit us, and see you soon at Sept Winery. Thank you very much.